back a little bit. There we go. Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. Chris Ward, broker in charge of Eagle Realty here in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We are in 2019, and this is the first podcast episode, The Eagle Reality Career Talk. Subscribe on iTunes. Definitely listen on Alexa, SoundCloud, Stitcher, wherever you hear this, iHeartRadio. Just say, play the Eagle Reality Career Talk podcast. And hopefully you can catch that here. I'd love for you to subscribe. That'd be awesome. That way you can definitely stay alert. We try to do this weekly as far as a podcast for realtors, real estate agents, brokers. But I think in business in general, especially I'm going to be pushing this a lot in 2019. I think you can really glean a lot just as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as somebody that is really passionate about your career. All those factors I take into account when trying to provide some value through the podcast here. So I just want to thank you again for listening, and I really do actually appreciate it. And honestly, my goal is to just give you some value, give you something that I think you can glean something from every episode. Go back and listen to some of the old episodes. We just got done with the Holiday Hustle series. We're coming out of the holidays. I kind of just had New Year a couple days ago, and super excited for this year. I think most of you are. See a lot of just people pumped up. So we're going to get right to it. We're actually going to start a brand new series. It's only a 3-part series. So and this is stemming off of just, I really want real estate agents and realtors, but everybody that's trying to create a brand or grow a company to really understand how important consistent content is. That is the whole reason why at the end of this past year, a couple of weeks ago, I guess it is, that we created the Content Manifesto for real estate agents. It's just a free, if you hit me up, just message me, email me. Actually, I should have it on our career website here shortly, where you can just go to the page and download it, or click a link and be able to see it, so you don't feel like you're having to do something like reach out or text me, or that I'm going to sell you on if you reach out to me, because I really won't. I just ask anybody who's gotten it so far, because I've had a good amount of people that have totally asked me for it, and I just send them a Google Drive link, to be honest with you, or a PDF file. But the reason why I want to give that away is because I really think that it can give you a blueprint, a strategy, a map to creating consistent content on the daily, weekly, and understand how content should flow. And it's really just basically my strategy of what I've been doing to consistently put out as much valuable content as possible on multiple platforms, and really give that away. So if you want the Content Manifesto, like I said, it's going to be on the website soon, but otherwise if you just message me or comment me, I'll definitely be able to give that to you and leave that there. So let's get right into it. So this is a new series that we're going to start, and it is about content in the sense that we really want to highlight what is pillar content. What is the pillar content that you need to be focusing on as you create consistent multiple pieces of content daily? And I break this down, I think most people do, into 3 categories. You have video, you have audio, and you have written. So those are the 3 forms of content that you can really put out there: video, audio, and written. And each one, for me personally, is a piece of pillar content. Pillar meaning that it is where I create this one piece and it trickles down into multiple other pieces that I can glean from it. So if you are doing some sort of consistent, bigger piece, more than 5 minutes video, or a long written blog, I don't really have a word count, a minimum 500 words type blog on a weekly basis, a podcast like this, an audio piece that's a little bit longer on a weekly basis, a video that's on a weekly basis, that should be, you should deem that pillar content. That's like your main piece for the week, or sometimes for the month, of a long form of content. And you can use that to break down to multiple pieces of micro content to repost on certain platforms and pull pieces from those 3 pieces of pillar. So the first one I want to talk about is video. I do a lot of video, and I think, before I get into that, let me tell you, you'll gravitate probably towards one or the other. Like, you'll have an affinity for video or for audio or for written. Like, you'll have a skill set that kind of lines up with one of those, I've found, or you'll like to do one of those more than the other. And as you do that, you'll find that the others might kind of slip off. But we want to talk about being consistent, or filling the gap, finding writers or finding ways to take your video audio and make that into audio. Excuse me. Live just got that. Or take that audio from video and use that as pillar. So a couple different things we'll be talking about in each section, but today I just want to talk about kind of the basis of talking about pillar content in general and how these three flow together. So more of an overview episode. Next week, we'll talk specifically about video and then about audio content and what pillar audio looks like, and then specifically about blogging. And really, I want you to understand that when you have these pieces of pillar that you want to be able to be consistent in everything that you're doing. So you have pillar content of video, audio, and written. And as you break that down into micro content, you'll see that you have more content than you need. Like, you'll be able to create so much more pieces and be consistent with daily posting because you have a good source, a good starting point, a good foundation of pillar content as you do that. So over the next 3 weeks, we're going to be able to take what we have as far as pillar and take that content and break it down. I'm going to give you blueprints for each one of those, each platform that each of those three pillars work on: video, audio, and written, where you should be promoting, where you should be putting that content out. And you'll be able to just really honestly have kind of a roadmap to creating content in your real estate business or whatever business you're in. So super excited for that for the next 3 weeks. Just wanted to get this and kick this off for 2019. I hope you have an awesome year. I hope you're ready for the new year, have your goals set, and that you're already in. We're in day 3, so you're already into it. So that's going to be a fun little series that we're going to get started with. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. I hope you are starting to go ahead, get your questions ready, get some thoughts about, well, what am I creating pillar content? Do I have a weekly show on video? Do I have a weekly podcast? Am I writing a weekly blog? Am I being consistent with pillar content? Because then we're going to have to take that and break that down. If you know for a fact that you are not right now recording some sort of weekly video segment that's a little bit longer, you don't have a podcast, you are not consistently writing a blog, that's my challenge to you: is what pieces of pillar content are you lacking or don't have? What do you already have, and how can we improve upon it? And how can we stay consistent in all that? So I would love to help. Go ahead and reach out to me if you need some ideas for what does a pillar content look like. But in the next 3 episodes, you're going to get those ideas. So I'm going to go ahead and give you different things I do and different things you could do as a real estate or business person in your career to create consistent content through those pillars, and then micro it down. Again, hit me up if you want the content manifesto. A lot of that will also kind of explain this. If you're more of a visual reading person, I'll send that to you. But otherwise, I can't wait to talk to you about the podcast next week, and we'll get started into the pillar content series. And if you have any questions in the meantime, just let me know. Hit me up. Follow me on social anywhere at Eagle Realty SC or at Chris Ward Bick. Look for those two, and you will find me. I hope you have an awesome weekend, and we'll talk with you next time.